When I was young, I used to sit up on the bricks. The homies got to really hitting licks. Since we ain't had money, we ain't had sense. The system been broken and can't be fixed. And it's because of this why I inspire my whole community to build an empire. And since we change our thoughts, we change our desires. And if we're getting money, we sitting up higher. Oh, welcome to my podcast where we keep it real. I'm telling you all the facts and the real deal. Listen to my podcast, nigga. Tell your mammy, tell your sister, tell your daddy. I'm going on to this shit and I'ma spread word to the people. And I'ma make sure that we get treated equal and give you information where you can get the resources that you need to get your shit, like your houses, your cars, your money, build everything you know, get money, chill. I don't write rhymes and I don't write raps, but I'ma do the shit for you, get the shit intact. Listen to my podcast, we in season 2. Listen to my podcast, nigga, what it do? I'ma say it again, I'ma say it to you. Listen to my podcast, nigga, what it do? Hey. What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Queen Quaymo, and we made it to season 2. So this was for y'all. Let's have this moment. Just like some smooth Q-tip shit. What's up, y'all? Y'all know what day it is. It's September the 9th, 2018, and you're listening to the Queen Quaymo podcast. And y'all know what today is, honey. It's Self-Check Sunday. So you know what today is about. Get your kids ready, wash your clothes, get your week prepared, write out your goals, rest, watch some TV, get caught up on power. All of that good shit you need to be doing on Sundays. Get yourself ready and prepared for the week of Monday. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And so I thought to myself, like self said, huh? No, I'm just playing. No, but for real, what better way to start your Sunday off other than getting some information about an alkaline diet and fasting. So I got an interview lined up for y'all in the later duration of this episode with Brandon Miner. He actually did a 40-day fast. He switched his diet completely from just eating regular to alkaline diet, and he even did a 40-day fast. So I want y'all to pay close attention to a couple of things that he mentioned in there, especially when he gets to talking about the 5 different mentalities, the type of foods that he ate, and just different things that he went through during his journey of fasting. So yeah, that's in the later part of this Self-Check Sunday episode, so make sure y'all stay tuned into that. Also, before we get started, let me make a few announcements. September 15th, is the day that I will be announcing the winners of the raffle and the contest giveaway. So I have either a $25 gift card, Visa gift card, a t-shirt, or a date to Steak and Shake, baby. You know, a date to Steak and Shake. Who don't want to go to Steak and Shake? You know, I got coupons and $20 for y'all to go to Steak and Shake. So look, I will be announcing the winner. So if you bought a Wake Up Rise t-shirt, shout out to Wake Up Rise for sponsoring and donating to your girl Queen Quaymo podcast. I fucks with Wake Up Rise, man. Make sure y'all get on wakeuprise.com. Search for some apparel. Check out the apparel, man. Dope, woke ass quotes on the t-shirts. Check them out. Also, get on Wake Up Rise. Search Queen Quaymo podcast. Get y'all a t-shirt, okay? Got some nice t-shirts and coffee mugs on there. So yes, if you already made a purchase of those shirts and those items, you will be entered into the raffle, okay? And the raffle will be announced on September 15th. I will be doing it on Facebook Live. So make sure you're on my Facebook page at Quaymo Montana. All right, that's the name of my Facebook page. Check me out, or Queen Quaymo podcast, either or. So yes, let's talk about an alkaline diet. Let's talk about it. A lot of people are getting into the alkaline diets, because they, we just got so many illnesses and the doctors just don't give a damn about us. So the alkaline diet has been made really, really popular by Dr. Sebi. So a lot of people call it the Dr. Sebi diet, or a vegan plant-based diet that restricts the man-made foods and hybrids. So basically, I'm going to pull up an article so I could kind of break it down better than me. And this article is found on blackhealthwealth.com. And I'm just scrolling to the bottom and it says, the Dr. Sabi diet is all about minimizing acidic foods and the mucus in your body. Dr. Sabi, also known as Alfredo Bowman, believes that when you do these two things, you can create an alkaline environment in your body that makes it tough for diseases to live in. So, if you guys are familiar with Dr. Sabi, which he's everywhere, and rest in peace, he passed away recently. So, rest in peace, Dr. Sabi. Well, it wasn't recently, it was a little minute ago, but rest in peace, Dr. Sabi. Um, if you guys haven't already, make sure you get on YouTube and check out some of his videos. Just do some searches about Dr. Sabi, his diet, his herbal regimens, etc. I know a lot of people who have tried it. Like I said, the man in the later part of this interview has done it. He went from being 300 plus pounds to 100 and something pounds. So I've heard people say good things, that he's cured cancer, he's cured herpes, he's cured um, even HIV. He even have cases of HIV being healed, and it's all coming from his alkaline diet. And so it's important. It's pretty crucial and important for you guys to understand the different available resources out here, because illness don't have no age on it. Any one of us could get sick at any given fucking time. So do your research. It is different things out here. I'm not saying that I know the answers and that it works for me, because I have not did the complete Dr. Sabi diet. Now I am trying to create an alkaline environment in my body. So I'm interested. I'm interested just like you guys, but make sure you pay closest attention to this interview, because Brandon actually did it. It actually was successful for him. I know a few other people who have actually done it. And I haven't heard anyone say anything bad about the Dr. Sabi diet. So yes, this is exciting. Yeah. Now, as far as fasting goes, I definitely have done a few fasts, and I recommend everybody do a fast. Now, I have not done a 40-day fast at all. I've never done a 40-day fast, but I am interested. But fasting, I've always done it for spiritual reasons, especially in observance of the Sabbath, when I was trying to get a little closer with the Most High. And number one, it takes a lot of discipline when you're trying to fast. And also, what else it does? I feel like you just feel accomplished after you do a fast, and that's just from me doing like a small day. You feel me? Like a small few days. I think maybe the most that I've ever fasted maybe been like 4 days, but fasting definitely is necessary. I think that everybody should try it. Number one, make sure that you're okayed by the doctor and prepare yourself for it. Like anything else in life, y'all, you got to prepare. So even with transitioning over to Alkaline diet, you definitely have to prepare. And, people say that when you start doing this, you should start at least pushing alkaline water into your body, staying hydrated. Drink as much water as you possibly can to keep yourself hydrated. Start eating more vegetables. Try to limit yourself on eating animal protein and meats. Just try to limit yourself and start doing flushes and supplements. So if you can't just jump over into doing any type of lifestyle. Y'all know that, like, with everything comes preparation. So yeah, you guys, you know what? I'm pretty much done talking about it. Let me let y'all hear the interview. The interview gonna teach y'all much more than I can. So y'all sit tight and y'all check out this interview, because it's Self-Check Sunday. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a brief intermission. Excuse me, I had the hiccups. And then I'm gonna go ahead and play the interview. What's up, y'all? This your girl, Queen Quamo. I want you guys to do me a favor and go to wakeuprise.com and check out some of their dope apparel. They got over 100 products, and they add more products on the site daily. They got pillows, leggings, hats, t-shirts, all of that. So if you like being black and you like to get some of those woke quotes and be fresh to death in the process, go to wakeuprise.com. Shop till you drop. Yeah. I know what time it is. It's Sunday. Get yourself ready for Monday. Get the family together. Y'all hear Ice Cube? Check yourself. Don't wreck yourself. Get prepared. Stop being all motherfucking scared. Cause Monday is coming. Get up out the bed. Go ahead and put a comb to your baby head. Make sure they're looking good for going to school. Get your ass up, nigga, cook them some food. Get your goals ready. Get prepared. Monday coming, nigga, so don't be scared. Wash your clothes. Do everything you gotta do. Welcome to this whole crew. I just fucked up, but you know it's Self-Check Sunday. You niggas need to get yourself ready for Monday. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. Cause if you don't, motherfucker, then it's bad for your health. Y'all know what day it is. It's Sunday, man. Get up. Get your ass off that couch. Get ready for Sunday. Stop sitting on that couch like Al Bundy. But if you need to, sit on that bitch. Rest, relax, enjoy. But get yourself prepared. Don't be scared. Hello, everybody. Today is Monday, September the 3rd, 2018. You're listening to the Queen Quaymo podcast. I got a special guest today that I'm very excited about this interview. I want y'all to really pay attention and soak in all of the information that he's going to be giving to y'all. I got Brandon Miner in the house. Hello, Brandon.
How's everyone doing today? I'm happy to be here. I'm excited. It's a great podcast episode. I'm going to try to bring some really good information that is going to be fruitful for your soul and just for our journey. So excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. So just tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, who you are.
Hey, my name is Brandon Miner. I am 34 years old. This journey all began for myself about a year and a half ago. I became ill out of nowhere. Just woke up one morning and stomach started hurting. I was, vomiting, nauseous, pain. So then when I decided to eat, I experienced the same exact thing that I experienced earlier that morning. So it started off mild, and it just kind of progressed over time and got worse and worse and worse. So I'm a person that likes to find a solution. People kind of stick to the problem rather than find a solution. So I did my own research, and I found out about being vegan, the vegan lifestyle. So I changed my diet. I really dived into the health part of it. That helped a little bit. And I did a little more research about a man named Dr. SEBI. This guy is a herbalist, really intelligent man, and was said to have cured every disease. I kept running to like brick walls over and over and over again, trying to figure out like how can I heal myself. The doctors they kept running tests over and over and over again, sticking me with needles, trying this and trying that and getting nowhere. So I went ahead and researched about Dr. SEBI and his regimen, and I did a 40-day fast.
Wow, a 40-day fast. So basically, you was having some health issues. The doctors really didn't know what to tell you. They didn't know what they was doing. So you just started like doing some research, see what you could do to fix your health. And can you tell us a little bit about the 40-day fast?
Yeah. I would say, first and foremost, there's a lot of people that's actually been doing, trying to do fast or complete a fast ever since I've done that, and do I recommend it? I recommend a fast, yes. Does it have to be 40 days? It doesn't have to be 40 days, but the empowerment I got from that, I can't really even put it into words. It was the hardest thing I ever endured in my life. Withstanding from eating for 40 days. Your body, mentally is the hardest part. Your body is telling you over and over, you need to eat, you need to eat. You're having these hunger pains psychologically, you're trying to convince yourself to end the fast over and over and over again. You did enough. This is fine. It's getting past that was so hard for me. And even on my birthday, it happened. My birthday was in the middle of the fast. So, going through that. But when I accomplished that, that was the hardest thing I ever endured in my life, and that sense of empowerment I gained from that was that if I can keep from eating for 40 days and discipline myself for 40 days, anything that's not as hard as doing that, I can do without any problem, and once I ended that 40-day fast, I got that empowerment that, hey, I can accomplish this. I can do that. What else can I fix in my life that I tried to fix before, but I failed at? So you start looking at other areas in your life, okay, I have this strength now. I have this empowerment. What I'm going to do with it? Right. I didn't know that I was going to get all the, that empowerment or all that type of wisdom from that. I was just trying to heal myself. I was just trying to get past this pain I had every single morning. It felt like I was dying every single day. And eventually it came out that I had pancreatitis, but I no longer have that. It's completely gone. But, I had no idea how it was going to affect me and affect other people because other people are doing it now as well. Right. But it was tough. It was really tough. Family members, I'm not going to say names, but close family members were trying to get me to stop. Were saying what I was doing was ridiculous. I need to just listen to the doctors. You need to eat. You're going to kill yourself. And then hearing that over and over again, then you start to feel worse as you go on. You start to question, like, maybe they're right. Maybe I am killing myself, or maybe this is not going to work, but something in me just told me I needed to complete this. I had to get it through. I had to get it accomplished. And it's funny because it was last week or last few days, something told me again to recount my days. So I went to the beginning when I started and I recounted, and I somehow I had the days wrong. I was going to stop on Easter, but it was the day after Easter. And I didn't even plan it to be close to Easter at all. It just kind of ended up that way. But once I found out I had an extra day, everybody was like, look, it's going to stop on Easter. That's a great story. 39 days is good enough. And I was like, you know what, you're right. I almost, fell victim to their, I wouldn't say fell victim, but I almost followed what they said. But something in me said, no, 40 days. That's what you set out to accomplish. And I went that extra 24 hours, and it was psychologically, it was really tough. I say the first 3 days was tough. Midway, day 20 was tough because it felt like it took forever for me to get to day 20, and then I'm only halfway done, so I got that a whole other time that I've already accomplished. I had to do that again. And then the last few days, when I had realized I miscounted my days, that I needed to add another day, that was pretty tough as well.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. I can't imagine going 40 days, but I'm actually interested in doing that. So you say you went through a lot of things, like you didn't really have the support of family and friends. They were trying to get you to stop. We talked beforehand. Tell them about some of the dreams that you had during the fast.
I had dreams of eating food, like it was pretty dramatic, you waking up and you just, your mind's already on food because you're dreaming about it. It's, it was pretty tough. It was pretty tough, but I guess the main thing, I started at Revelations throughout my fast. I got a new appreciation for life because, again, when I had the sickness, I was waking up every day sick. I feel like I was dying every single day. And then when I started to feel better, I started to appreciate life whole lot more because I'm feeling normal. I just wanted to feel normal. Yeah. I just wanted to go a day without having those pains or eating some food, throwing up. Well, of course I wasn't eating, but just going through a day without having that experience of like, maybe this might be my last day, and I started noticing the how important the breath of life is. We tend to focus on the material aspects of the world. We kind of judge our happiness on obtaining certain things. So, for example, some people don't have the most flashiest clothes, or some people don't have the biggest house or the most fanciest car, and they stress themselves out because they don't have those things. My life is this. I want to be living like that, but they don't understand. Like, if the richest man was put on his deathbed and had to choose, you can keep billions of dollars and keep it all, but you're going to die, or you can give it all up so you can have another breath and another breath after that, another breath after that. He will give it all up. And it really had me appreciate the breath of life. If you are alive and you are inhaling and you are exhaling, that means you have the most valuable thing on earth. It's the breath. It's breath itself. It's just your life. Your breath is the most essential thing that we need. After that, of course, you have water, then you have food. But if you're alive, that gave me a new appreciation for life. It allowed me to have a sense of gratitude. And gratitude itself it's a high vibration anyway. So whenever I feel like I'm stressing out or I feel maybe frustration or whatever, I just take a second and I just inhale and I feel the air rushing through my nose and filling my lungs, and I just hold it for a second and I exhale. And I had this thought in my mind that is the most valuable thing. I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I have life, so that right there, it just keeps me in a certain type of emotion, keeps me in gratitude, keeps me happy. Yeah. So I would say that was a big addition or a big gift that I received during that fast, that type of perception shift, So
You had also said something like what you said. This makes me think about what we had in the previous conversation, like having an appreciation for life, not really worrying about the material things. You had said something about your body being part, like it's your own universe. Can you elaborate on that? Like what you mean by that?
Oh yeah. So that was, of course, the appreciation of life was the beginning of me coming to the reality that our body is its own universe. If you scientifically, if you break us down to our smallest particles, the subatomic universe or quantum mechanics, you will realize that each cell has its own entity. Each cell communicates with other cells. They reproduce. So in turn, each cell is like us on this planet, and a lot of times we can see the way our planet or our rulers lead us, and we can criticize them because they're doing this and they're doing that. They're causing this, they're causing that, and that may be the case, but we are rulers of our own universe, our body. How great of a ruler are we? When we are putting certain things in our body that it may taste great, but as soon as it leaves your tongue, you no longer taste it. You have the memory of the taste, but you no longer taste it. So it's just for a moment of pleasure, and then after it leaves your tongue, it's destroying your body. It's destroying your own universe. And these cells depend on us to give it the proper nutrition, to put it in the right environment. So say if we see like if our environment, people are just littering everywhere and no one picked it up, we would eventually like, okay, this is disgusting. Like we need to start cleaning this up. Or toxic waste is being placed everywhere. Eventually we would say something. Well, when we put those certain foods in our body, that's toxic, and acidic foods that are acidic cause a toxic environment because the parasites, everyone has parasites in their stomach. These parasites, they eat on the food that we put in our stomach, and they will adapt to an environment no matter what. You can try to get rid of them, but actually every full moon, these parasites, they lay eggs and it starts all over again. It starts all over again. And so we can either choose to change the environment and to an alkaline environment. When we do that, these parasites, they adapt to the environment. They will mutate. And once they mutate, they will start promoting nutrition, So it's really us governing our bodies on a deeper sense. The highways, everything that we see, your house, the clothes that we wear, a pencil, a piece of paper, everything was brought here on a truck. Everything was shipped here somehow on a truck. Now, what if the highways that we drive on have major potholes or things that are blocking these goods to get to where they need to go? Of course, everybody would complain about it. Well, in turn, our vessels, our blood is the same as like the highways. The things, the nutrients that we need to be transported all over our body is being blocked from cholesterol and all this plaque and all this stuff that we're putting in our bodies that's causing it. But we don't govern our highways in our body as well as we do out here in our universe that we see every day, and the same, our immune system is our defenses. It's like the army. How well is your immune system? Are we taking care of our bodies that we have a good defense system? Or do we just want to, when we get sick, just depend on some type of pill that can, cover it up or allow you not to feel the symptoms or whatever throughout the process of you getting better? And those pills in turn cause more damage on your body. So if we take the time to really fix our immune system or tend to or nourish our body and really be really good rulers of our universe, our bodies will react a lot different when those things happen. We would recover from illnesses. Like there's times that I get sick and I don't get as sick as I used to. I'll feel like a little something coming on and the next day I'm fine. Before I'll get sick and I'm really under, like, unless it's like an allergy, other than that, if it's actual sickness, I feel like a little raspy in my throat and the next morning it's gone because my defense system, my army that I've taken care of them, I've built them up. We outside here, we can spend billions of dollars building our army up. Yes, we're strong. We feel protected, but what about our own universe? How much are we building up our defenses? Or our highways, how clear are our highways to bring the goods throughout our bodies?
That's some heavy shit. For real. But I agree with that. I definitely, it reminded me of that movie, Osmosis Jones, when the man was just a disgusting man and he gets sick and he'll just put the pills in his body and then the germs, it'll get rid of him a little bit, but then they'll just start making replicas. I'm a firm believer in everything that you're saying. Our body definitely is our own universe. We definitely need to have a good government system put in place in our bodies. Yeah. For those who have not been taking care of their universe, their body, what advice could you give those to try to have a healthier lifestyle with eating?
Okay. I would say the biggest thing is the perception shift. Or the first thing is a vision. Have a vision of who you want to become. And I started off, I wanted to be the greatest version of myself, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And our health kind of, I guess, hits all those certain areas. If you are healthy emotionally, chances are emotionally you're going to be sound, for the most part, mentally, spiritually, and I had this vision of who I wanted to become, and I wanted to be healthy. And I didn't see that vision. Someone had told me it's not if you have the vision, it's how long you can hold it and see it and focus on it. So I continued to see that vision pretty much every day until I became consumed with becoming my greatest version. So get a vision of who you want to become, how you want to look, how you want to walk, talk, how healthy you want to feel. There's times it's crazy. It feels like I'm on a drug. Like sometimes out of nowhere, I'll just get this overwhelming feeling of just endorphins released out of my body. And I can't explain it. And it just happens maybe about 3 or 4 times a day. I'll just be sitting there and I just feel like this goodness feeling just floods all my veins. And I just feel over like I took a drug, and it's just, that's how we're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
That's how we're supposed to feel like that. We're supposed to have that, this moments of just joy or just whatever it is. I can't even explain it.
Yeah.
But again, just having that vision of where you want or who you want to become. I would say that's very important for us to start at, and keeping that vision. Write it down. I say all the time, make a vision, make it clear, and don't close your eyes until you get there. What I mean by clear, write exactly who you want to become in detail. I want to, I want to be able to do this like I used to do before, or I want to be able to physically be able to climb to this height, or whatever it is. Everyone has different ideas of who they want to become. After the vision, a plan of action, with a start date, and mentally, it's good. Some people say, you know what, you just do it and just start. You don't need a start date, but yes, because you want to mentally prepare yourself for what you're about to do. This is something that you got to really take serious, because again, say if the presidency, or some people may say our president now, I don't want to get into politics. Don't take his job seriously, and being a ruler of an entire universe, you got to be serious about it. You gotta look at it. Some of these cells are dying off because of our decisions, and these cells are alive. Really dive into what type of ruler you want to be. Do you want to govern your body and take care of your body and have your body thriving? We hear make America great again. Well, our bodies at one point was great, until we start introducing certain things in our life or in our bodies, created a certain type of atmosphere.
Now, I agree with that. I do think the mindset has to be there first. And what about those who are having some health issues? They had a mindset, but they don't even know how to get started, like what foods to get. They on a budget. They don't know like what they can buy. Like, what do you think are some good areas where they can start? Like, what could they start off doing by making better habits of eating?
Okay. So once you have the mindset of you are ruling your body, if is there anything that is fast food or anything that is has a whole lot of preservatives and whatnot in it, you really don't want it. A lot of times when we eat and say you get tired after you eat, because your body takes a whole lot of energy to digest, of course, the food that you're eating, but then it also has to digest the preservatives that are in the food that make it last longer. So staying away from, of course, fast food, canned foods, things like that. I mean, I get it. Canned foods last forever, but they're so high in sodium. They got so many preservatives in them. And, when I first started off my vegan journey, I had a lot of canned foods, like canned beans and things like that. And I wasn't the healthy version of vegan side. I was just, from what my knowledge and what I knew, I would definitely suggest start drinking alkaline water to promote that environment that your body needs. Alkaline foods, like you have kale, you have your squashes, your zucchini, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, things like that. Those are alkaline foods that promote an alkaline environment. And again, once you do that, your parasites in your stomach, they will work for you rather than against you. They will come on board to help out this universe that you're trying to promote, because they will change, they'll mutate, and they'll start promoting nutrition in your body.
Now I got a question, because I started looking into a lot of this stuff. How important is garlic in your diet?
Garlic's important. Garlic, I would say, garlic is good, but I would really recommend like some cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is extremely healthy for you.
I got to smiling, y'all. Y'all know I love hot sauce, so I could deal with some cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper is extremely healthy. I can't even stress how healthy it is for your digestive system. And 75% of your immune system, it comes from your digestive system. So, a lot of people promote probiotics. They're great. But having it naturally just like cleaning out your digestive system, I would recommend that. Clean out like the colon area, certain things to flush that out. That's important. You want your digestive system create bile. That's important for your body to maintain being alkaline. So just seeing the diet that you have. Notice the foods that you eat that make you tired after you eat it. Snack foods that has high citrus corn syrup, fructose corn syrup. What else? There's a lot of stuff out there. If you look on the back of some type of candy and you see genetically or GMOs on there, you do not want anything with GMOs. That is man-made, and it causes a lot of damage to your body. If you look at the back of a Snickers, you look at the back of a Reese's, Milky Way, all those candies especially those candies that, Halloween's right around the corner. All those candies have GMOs in them. Every single one. Chips, Doritos have it, Pringles. The list goes on and on and on. And we have no idea all this stuff is in our foods. You just got to be really, really careful about what you put in your body. And then from there, you will start to notice that you have more energy. Once you have more energy, you're like, hey, see, we like to use stuff. So, for instance, say we start saving money. You're saving and saving. We naturally want to spend it, So when you're changing the environment, you're going to be saving. You're going to have a whole bunch of energy, a whole bunch. And you're just going to okay, I want to spend this energy. I want to do something with it. So you would start becoming more active, finding more things you can do. You'll notice your livelihood in your life will pretty much change because you have a whole lot more energy. You can you have a new zeal for life. You feel more at peace when your body is at its natural state where it's supposed to be at. So
now, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. So you did the 40-day fast. Before doing that 40-day fast, did you change your diet before that, or did you do it in a process?
All right, I definitely prepared for it. I went to this place called the Wellness Origin. The people there they're great. They're so awesome. If you are in the Indianapolis area, go to the Wellness Origin. They're in the Carmel. They will set you up. But what I did, I talked to the microbiologist there. He's the one that actually taught me about the parasites in the stomach and whatnot, changing the environment. So what I did was, I was already vegan at that point, but I was still eating acidic foods. And there's like, for instance, spinach. Spinach that was hard for me to let go. It's actually very low in iron. It's not as high in iron as everyone thinks. I forgot the guy's name, is a German guy years ago when he was doing the research on it. Instead of putting 3.5 is it milligrams or whatever of iron. He actually put 35. So we all have this misconception that iron is high. I mean, spinach is high in iron, which is actually very low in iron. And when you eat it, it becomes acidic in your body when you're digesting it. So there's a lot of foods that we may think, like broccoli, that's a man-made hybrid food. People don't know that. And when you eat it, it's fine. But when you digest it, it turns acidic and promotes a toxin environment. So what I did was I just started eating foods that were alkaline. So these parasites in our stomach would start promoting nutrition. So that in turn allowed me to last a little bit longer throughout the 40-day fast, because I had these parasites working for me now. They're promoting nutrition. I was drinking alkaline water, and throughout the fast, of course, I couldn't eat. So alkaline water was what kept my body at the environment that it needed for these parasites to promote nutrition.
Yeah. Now, to give the audience a visual, can you tell people what you weighed before the journey and then after?
Okay. Well, through the 40-day fast, I lost 35 pounds. But before that, I lost about 70 something pounds. I was 315 pounds, and today I'm about 205, 206, something around there. So, it was, I would never, ever go back to that ever again. I thought I was happy. I thought it was fun. I thought, I was still physically able to do this, but seeing a difference, it's night and day. I can run 5 or 6 miles right now. And say if I took a month or two off running, I can still run 5 or 6 miles. I just did it the other day because I took a month or two off running because I was just busy doing another thing, and I started another different type of fast. And I was like, what, I'm about to go for a run. And I ran 5 miles, and I could have kept going. Wow. And after that, I took a shower, took a little nap. I got up, and, I still had energy to do other things. It's completely different. Before, there's no way I could even run that amount of time or amount of a distance and still have the energy to do other things, especially if I haven't ran in a month and a half, 2 months. It's just like your body, anything that you want to do physically, your body is ready to do it.
And I believe that. I definitely, I'm inspired to do this. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is very inspiring because a lot of us are thinking about making like more conscious and healthy eating habits, but we don't know a lot of people who've done it and been successful. Yeah. I want to ask you a question though. How important is faith and spirituality when going through a fast and trying to make healthy eating habits? What's the connection between the two?
Well, there's a huge connection, especially if you're trying to. Excuse me, I don't like to say the word try. Especially if you are focusing on the spiritual aspect, the spiritual benefits I got. I felt a lot more at peace. I was able to notice people's energies. When I was around them, I can sense the type of vibration or frequency that they were giving off, the type of emotion that they were giving off. Even though they were smiling, faces like this, I can feel how they truly were. And I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. And it's like in a way, it was kind of an awakening for me. It's kind of like the Matrix in a way. We've been all living this certain way, and then as the fast went on and on, I was just being more spiritually connected, more in tune with myself, in tune with the energies around me, and I just started to notice a lot of people their true self. It's funny because we always put a certain mask on, and we go out the door. We put our mask on before we leave, go out through the door so people don't really know what we're truly dealing with or know our true selves. But the mask didn't work. As I kept going on through this fast, it was just I was more spiritually connected, and I can just sense that true person in them. And it was a great benefit to me because you can tell when certain people are being legitimate, especially if you're involved with them business wise or just whatever in a relationship. You can you can sense their true nature or who they truly are or what they're truly going through. And as for me, it benefited for me to stay away from certain people, but also it allowed me to help people. A lot of people were hurting. Like for instance, this is a little bit off subject. Just reminded me when I said a lot of people are hurting that when I was going through that pain every single day, the nausea every single day. And the reason why I was going through it, because every time I went to the doctor, they would try to give me some type of pill. They'd try to give me some type of nausea medicine or something like to cover up the pain. And I guess the information I got from that, or the revelation I got from that, was there are millions and millions of people that are sick right now, and they don't even know it. Because in turn, the medicine is like putting on a mask. It masks them from what they truly are feeling. Your body, your universe is trying to tell you we are suffering. These cells are suffering. They're dying off. They're doing this, or they're becoming cancer cells. That means they're reproducing too fast because of the environment that they're in. And your universe is screaming to you. They're like how we pray to our God when we go through certain things. They're praying to you when you have these pains and all that. That's them praying to you, saying, "Hey, something's wrong here. We need you to help us. You need you to fix or make better choices." And what we do is we go to the doctor, and the doctor says, "Take this, and you're no longer going to feel that anymore. So take this, and you're going to ignore all the trillions of cells that are depend on you." And it hit me that there's millions of people that are sick and they don't even know it because of these drugs that we're taking. It was a huge self-realization when that happened for me.
And that's the next question I'm going to actually ask you. So, like going through the fast, changing your diet, being able to be more spiritually awakened, just all of the things that you experience. What did you learn about yourself during this?
I learned that I used to think I ate healthy. I used to think I was healthy, but I wasn't. I was, and I used to take pills, to like, I had this pain. Let me just go ahead and take this and ignore my pain. So it taught me that I had a mask on myself. I wasn't awake. I thought I was woke. I thought I was woke this whole time, but I truly wasn't. To my own body, it allowed me to become a better ruler. I'll always believe in leadership, and trying to be the best leader. But it starts with yourself. We always try to lead other people, but leadership starts at your own self, your body, your universe, your mind, your emotions. How are you managing all that? Emotionally wise, we mask that all the time or push it aside. But emotions in turn affect our reality. Every emotion it corresponds with a certain frequency that we emit out. So if you're angry, you're emitting out a certain frequency. Like there's so many times you be around another person, you just when they come around, you just kind of like you push away a little bit
every day.
But that right there, it gives you a clue to what type of frequency they're putting off, or what type of emotion that they have. So it just really opened my eyes to manage myself on a whole nother level, not just looking at me as a whole, but look at me as a universe, trillions of people depending on me, so yeah.
That's pretty deep. Something else I want to talk about that you brought up in our previous discussion, making these changes, just trying to do different things and fasting, there's different mindsets you got to take. Can you talk about the 5 different type of mentalities associated with this?
Okay. There's 5 mentalities. This is actually was taught to me by my father, and it's very important to know these mentalities because this transition is a tough one. I'm actually writing a book right now to help with this transition, but it is a very tough one because, truth be told, a lot it's starting to become popular, but it's not as popular as eating fast food or eating ribs or doing this and doing that. So it is a tough transition, and as far as the support, you won't have as much support as you would like to have. But knowing the 5 mentalities kind of help you throughout this transition. So the first mentality, we have a hog mentality. So if you take a hog and you clean this hog up, I'm saying HOG. If you clean this hog up, put some makeup on it, spray some perfume on it, put a nice little bow tie, what is that hog going to do? Well, it's going to go right back into the mud and get dirty all over again. So a hog is a person that makes excuses to go back to their old ways. Oh, I tried this. It didn't work. I did that before. It's just not for me. So I'm just going to do me. And it's okay for you to be yourself, but be your greatest self. Strive for your greatest self. In the hog mentality, they just make excuses to, you know what, I don't need to strive for that. I'm just going to stay where I'm at because that didn't work, or whatever it was that got in the way. Then your second mentality, we have the chicken. Now, a chicken will fly up on a branch and go to sleep, just close his eyes and start sleeping. Now, an owl will fly next to this chicken, right? And say this owl starts bumping this chicken, right? Moving it over. Now, the chicken won't even open his eye. It would just move his feet and move over. Now, this will continue to happen over and over again until the owl bumps that chicken off and the chicken's falling to the ground. The owl grabs it and comes swoops it up. So the chicken is a person that is unaware, whether it be unaware of the surroundings, unaware of the opportunity, unaware of what they're doing with their bodies. Like I was unaware what I was doing to my body, until my body was like, hey, we had enough and I got ill, or just unaware, period. And thirdly, we have the buzzard or vulture. Now, a buzzard will fly around all day looking for something that's already dead. Now, a California condor is the largest or has the largest wingspan. It's a very large bird. It has huge talons. It can kill if it wanted to, but it decides not to. So it won't actually go through the process of hunting. It would just find something on the road that's already dead. Let me go down, eat this thing. They got flies flying around it. So the buzzard is a person that has no work ethic and is fine with surviving a bare minimum of life. And if the opportunity comes, it would take it, but it's not going to work for it. Okay. So the fourth mentality, we have the hawk. Now the hawk, if we ever seen like a movie or some type of a cartoon or whatever, we've seen this little rodent is nibbling on something and the shadow kind of flies over it and it like looks up and starts running. Well, that's because the hawk didn't fly high enough for a shadow not to be seen. And the shadow alerted the prey that there's a hawk up, in the air right now. So it will run and run. And a lot of times they'll get away. Now, the hawk will be successful sometimes, but not as much as it could because it didn't go the extra mile to fly high enough for a shadow not to be seen. So the hawk is a person that has the potential, but doesn't go the extra mile. There's a lot of times, and that used to be me as well. And a lot of times I had to still fight that because it's hard to go the extra mile sometimes, or sometimes we don't feel like it. We feel like where I'm at, I'm good enough. But to strive and then go the extra mile, just elevate us just a little bit more. And we'll see the difference. And then finally, we have the eagle mentality, and this is so awesome. There's 3 different characteristics of the eagle. Now, the eagle will flap its wings over and over and over again, elevating and elevating and elevating. Now, this will continue to happen until up to 10,000 feet. That's almost 2 miles in the air. So this way, once the eagle gets up to that height, every wind gust, it'll adjust its wings so it can go higher and higher and higher. So the eagle will take every opportunity to go higher, every single one. If it sees an opportunity for it to elevate, I'm going to take it. Second characteristic of the eagle mentality is that it's the only animal on this planet that can stare directly into the sun, which means if it wants to go to a certain direction, the sun is staring right at it. It's not going to tear you off its course. It's going to continue to go straight. So sometimes we have adversity staring at us, through that fast. I had a lot of adversity. My family, I wouldn't say all my family, but there was a lot of family members that tell me to stop. Or being around my roommates and they're cooking food. They can fry some bologna and smell like steak, even though I'm a vegan, but it's still the smell of it, that it was pretty tough, and then, just other adversity that you face, but the eagle mentality would continue to go straight. So we may see that adversity, but instead of, all right, we see this adversity, maybe it's meant for us to stop, or maybe this is too much. We'll continue to push through it because that's where we want to go. That adversity is just an obstacle in front of where we want to go. And finally, this is like so important. So I really want you guys to hold on to this forever, as long as you live, that the eagle never stops growing feathers. And its beak continues to grow until it curves over the bottom part of the beak. So at one point, it has to rip every single feather out, and it has to break its beak. And its talons continue to grow, and they may grow too long, so it can't grab the prey. So the eagle has to tear every single feather out. It has to break its own beak, and it has to pull out its talons. And, why does it have to do that? Because, one, if it doesn't pull out its feathers, it will become too heavy to fly or fly to the heights. It can fly, but it'll be too heavy for it to soar to the heights that it needs to soar. So the eagle wants to go every opportunity to go higher, and it can't do that with those feathers. So it has to pluck everything out. So sometimes in our life, there are certain things that we have to rip out, and it's going to be painful. It's going to suck, but it's necessary for us to ascend to the heights that we are meant to ascend to, or the beak. It has to bang its head against a rock until it breaks the beak, so it can grow back, so it can continue eating after its successful hunts. So there's certain things that, like, if you imagine if you had a bucket of water and you had a cork, and say if that cork was not at the top, but it's in the middle of the bucket, what's wrong with that? The cork's naturally supposed to float to the top. So say if there's some type of metal sediment that's in it that's keeping it from it to float up. If you remove that metal sediment, it's just going to float to the top. So sometimes, like, we may think, like, for us to get a certain place in our life, we got to do all this, got to do all that. But sometimes you just got to let things go. And we'll naturally float to the top, to where we're supposed to go. Sometimes we have things that are in our lives that are keeping us from elevation, to have the tools or to have the mindset to identify those things, and then going through the process of removing them. It's great to identify it, but actually sticking through the process to remove it, it's at the point in time, at that certain time, it's going to suck, but sooner or later, when you see the elevation that comes from removing that, it's so rewarding, and it's, when you look back, like, man, I went through that. I went through that 40-day fast. I healed myself from a diagnosis. I not only healed myself from the diagnosis, I rebooted my entire body. And then I got a new perception of life. I see things different. And then when I look back at it, like, do I want to do it again? No, I don't. But I would, if I had the opportunity, I had to choose it. Do I have to go through that, or do I not have to go through that? I would definitely have gone through it, because it changed my life. Now I'm doing things that I would question myself. Could I do it? Well, I've already done something way harder than that, so I can do it without any problem. I have a new level of faith that I never had before, and there's so much power in faith. If you go biblically, they talk about the Tower of Babel. They were building this tower, and they were under one unity. They believed that they was going to reach the heavens, and God himself said, let us go down and confuse them and change their language, because they are one unity, one language. There's nothing impossible for them to do. They believed that they were going to build a tower to the heavens, or another part biblically, when Jesus were healing a lot of people, and there was a group of people that didn't believe, and he said, I have no power here because they don't have any faith. Jesus said that. So the power of faith alone, that's I've gotten a tremendous amount of faith from that fast. I believe I can do almost anything. I believe I can do anything, especially if it's not as hard as that 40-day fast. So there was a lot of things I got from it, and it just set the course for me just to continue on striving to become my greatest version.
Well, there you have it, people. That was Brandon Miner giving his personal experience about fasting and switching over to an alkaline diet. It worked for him. He's living proof that it worked. It could work for you too. It could work for me too. It could work for all of us. And I know it's easier said than done, because trust me, y'all, I'm getting the information just like y'all, needing to change the way I live just like y'all. So let's try it together. Let me know if you guys decide to try this diet. Y'all can tag me in it. You feel me? Tag me in it. Let me know how it's going for y'all. Let me know the changes in your body that you feel and the changes that have happened with you because you switched over to an alkaline diet. Let me know. I'm curious. All right. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for rocking and fucking with the Queen Quamo podcast. Y'all my niggas. I fucks with y'all. I love it. When I get on, y'all on. Just know that. But yeah, I'm out this piece. I'll be back next week with another episode for y'all. Make sure y'all tune in next week. I got an interview with Dreamer and Route, and she got a hell of a story to tell. We're talking about entrepreneurialism. We're talking about domestic abuse. We're talking about relationships, adversities. We're talking about, everything. She got a lot of events coming up, poetry slams and, business workshops, 15 ways to stay motivated as an entrepreneur. All type of stuff going on. So you don't want to miss that interview next Sunday. So, every self-check Sunday, I'm on here. But yes, thank y'all. I'm out.